They are gonna. What's going on, Joe? It's
Eating
game
some
day.
breakfast.
It's game day, Bala. It's a Tuesday in San Antonio, baby. Dude, I'm looking at TV right now. The Price is Right is still a thing, huh?
Yeah.
Like, do you watch it with Drew Carey?
I watch it still, dude. Once in a while. I don't watch it all the time. Once in a long while, I'll watch it because, I like to see him spin the wheel, you know?
Oh, dude, I'd be all about Plinko, man. If I could play any game, Plinko would be it, man.
But that's for old people, though, man. The Price is Right.
But back in the day, man, you'd get sick and you watch The Price is Right to help you feel better, and
As the world turns, Young and the Restless.
Young and the Restless. But then you'd be like, those Price is Right girls are easy on the eyes. We would think to ourselves back in the day. And as an 8-year-old sick going, what are these feelings that I'm getting?
I got a tingle.
And what's so funny is that they kept them on there for so long, and they kept them on there like they were the waitresses at Little Red Barn.
Oh, God. Look at Greg. What's the link tonight? That's for the pores, bro.
Oh, that's right. The Spurs are on Peacock Network tonight, right?
Yeah. People don't got an antenna. They can't plug in an antenna. What's the link? What channel is the Spurs game on? I have to pay for Peacock. Shut up. Be quiet, man. That's the poor mentality, man.
Why do we got to act like that one priest who was against the Spurs arena?
Oh,
Why
yeah.
do we got to act like it?
I can't afford to go to the game. Yeah, but that's a lie, priest.
7 o'clock tip off for the Spurs. Let's get into this game. Let's get into the show.
Area 210, where the dreams don't fade. From the river walk nights to the Alamo shade, we rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210, oh, it's the life that we chose.
Yeah, we're rising together on a Tuesday, a game day Tuesday for the San Antonio Spurs. 7 o'clock tip-off tonight against the Boston Celtics on the Peacock Network. My name is Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. This is the Area 210 podcast powered by P.F. Chang's La Cantera and Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. Big show today. We talk sports and pop culture. There's no local radio going on right now. It all goes to national on San Antonio Sports Star and on Ticket 760. So you can come to us for daily sports talk, especially when it comes to the Spurs. The Spurs are on fire. Winners of 15 of 16 games, taking on the Boston Celtics, the battle of the second best team in the West and the second best team in the East tonight. Big game. Two of the hottest teams in the NBA battling each other, so we'll get into that. We've been talking about Wemby's odds of winning the MVP, right? They were at 20-1 odds, and they moved up to 15-1 over the past week or so. Last night took a big hit because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the reigning MVP, just went off. We're going to get into that. The Nuggets could have done us a favor, but they didn't. We'll talk about that, the MVP race. We'll get into some tech news, if you will, because Joe needs a new phone. He's going to ask the question on a poll. Should he get a Samsung? Because he's all about the Androids, right? He's all about Samsung.
Yeah.
Or should he go off and get an iPhone and be like the rest of society, the civilized world? We'll get into that. Plus all the moving and shaking involving the NFL, man. So many free agent pickups right now. We're going to go down the biggest free agents, where they've gone, where they've been, and where they're going to now, because a lot of these names are moving and shaking, and we don't even realize that it's happening, even involving my own favorite team, the Saints. I was like, oh, my God, we got that guy? How about that? Joe, how are you doing today, my man?
Doing good, man. I'm doing really good. Like I said, I'm going to put a poll up here. I'm trying to log in to YouTube, and it's giving me some trouble right now, but I'm going to see if I put it on DX, and I'm going to ask, should I get an iPhone? Because all my family, friends, everybody's been telling me that they're tired of my green bubbles. They said they're ghetto.
They're ghetto.
They're ghetto.
It ruins everything, because you can't change. Like, if you want to edit what you want to say, like if I send out a text to Chica and I misspelled something, right? I can hit edit and I can fix it. But in a group chat, when there's one green person out there, one green bubble out there, you can't do it, man. It just makes life a little bit more difficult. But I have a friend of mine who is somebody who's let down his guard. Is a Samsung guy. He uses Samsung for work and he uses an iPhone for pleasure. type of thing. He carries two phones around because he wants to be able to have the functionality of both. But we'll talk about that a little bit later, the pros and cons of all that. Joe, we're not only live on YouTube, we have 2,630 subscribers strong. We've been on YouTube for quite some time, the past couple of years, but now we're back on Facebook. We're now on Twitch. We're on Twitter. We're on Kick. You can reach out to me at MJ Acquired Taste on Twitter. Joe, you are at Area 210 podcast, right? So you'll be able to reach out to both of us when it comes to all that. Last two shows, a combined 1,230 views on YouTube alone, not including Facebook, not including Twitter. That's a pretty good. We're hitting some pretty good numbers, Joe. You know, and you know what it is, Joe? It's the consistency of the show. We're doing this day in, day out at 10 a.m. And you can count on us being here to talk sports and pop culture with you guys, man. It's been a fun time. Mario Cavazos reached out to us yesterday asking the question, are we going to go to a 2-hour show? Maybe 9:30 to 11:30. And I looked at Chica, and Chica was like, are you going to do that? And I was like, maybe down the road. You know, so we'll talk about that, Joe. But let's get into the MVP talk yesterday, because I know we'll talk about the Spurs and Celtics, so we'll preview tonight's game.
Yeah.
But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander last night just went off. And he tied a record that seemed untouchable years ago, even up until a couple of weeks ago, seemed untouchable, which was the most consecutive games scoring 20 points. This year, Joe, SGA has scored 20 points in every single game that he has played, 20 or more. Last night had the three-point dagger to win the game. They beat the Denver Nuggets there in Oklahoma City. It was a back-and-forth game. Oklahoma City was leading in the second quarter and third quarter. The Nuggets were actually leading in the first. Went back and forth for a little while, but eventually what ended up happening was the Thunder won 129 to 126, and SGA went off and just had a brilliant fourth quarter. Not only did he knock down the game-winning dagger, but he knocked down what could have been the game-winning dagger just a few minutes before. But the Thunder had a 4-point play to tie the game. This is courtesy of FanDuel, NBA on Prime and Amazon Prime, rather. The game winner, fadeaway three, money.
There's a different angle from it here, as you can see.
Yeah, that's a great angle right there. Step back three. There was no travel. There was no flop. He nailed it. I mean, it kind of is what it is. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander last night went 14 for 21 from the field, had 35 points, 15 assists, was one rebound shy of a triple-double. Jokic had himself a game yesterday. He also got popped in the face by Lou Dort again. 32 points, 14 rebounds, and 13 assists for Nikola Jokic, who had a triple-double. But the fact of the matter is he got hit in the face. But this time, Lou Dort did get called for a flagrant foul. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago, they got into a big old scuffle when they were playing in Denver. Lou Dort hit him again. It's one of those things where you want to say that it was done on purpose, and I believe that it was done on purpose. Lou Dort said that he had his arm out and it hit him in the face by accident, that it was because he was out of control.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, they asked Nikola Jokic, did you think it was on purpose? And he said no. Now, I don't know if Jokic was there being the bigger man, if he really believes that, because Lou Dort is becoming the new Draymond Green, the new guy that just, throws out that leg and kicks you, that becomes the guy that just accidentally slaps you in the face. And Joe, let me ask you this question about the Oklahoma City Thunder. Are they now the villains in the NBA?
I think they're the team that everybody loves to hate, and as you see the latest standings here, and the reason behind that is that they're not very likable, right? They don't have a great cast of characters that you can say, I really like this player. Beyond Shai's a very good player in his own right. There's no discounting that. But the whole team comes off as kind of douchebags,
And the fashion that he's walking in there where he's covered in furs and all that stuff. Yeah, he's feeling himself, man. He's feeling himself because, it's not like it's a big market, right? It's not like he's walking into Madison Square Garden and wearing all that flair, right? He's walking into a barn in the middle of
Podunk City, OKC. Come on.
Flyover country, right? No one stops at Oklahoma City, right? And we talk about San Antonio being a small market town. OKC is lower than us when it comes to the totem
And then
pole.
they try to copy our Riverwalk with that Brick City nonsense. No, mames, way. Come on.
But you know, the Spurs have beaten them 4 out of 5 times this year. Now, one of those games, the stars of Oklahoma City did not play, but still, when they did play, the Spurs were taking them out. And look at what they had to do yesterday to win that game. Because we
Yeah.
talk about Shea Gilgeous-Alexander going off and having himself a game, but they had to rely on Jalen Williams yesterday to knock down 3 after 3 after 3. Jalen Williams, 7 of 11 from three, also had 12 rebounds. Without
Yeah.
those 7 3-pointers going in, they're not going to win that game. So one thing that we learned about Oklahoma City is that even though they may have the best record in the NBA, and even though they're 2 games better than the Spurs in the loss column, I don't think that the air of invincibility is there. I think you can look at this team and think to yourself, that's a very beatable team. 57-15 record, yes. 51-15 record, rather. It's a great record. But the Spurs aren't afraid of them.
No.
And the Spurs, you were talking about this before the show. As a Spurs fan, I'm not afraid of Oklahoma City. As a Spurs fan, I look at the Spurs' depth, speed, and agility, ability to rebound, and I'm not afraid of them as a Spurs
No.
fan. And if you're not afraid of Oklahoma City, Joe, guess what? You can't be afraid of any team in the Western Conference.
No. And you know, the Spurs have been designed to do one thing, and that's beat OKC. And you know who else who was afraid of the Spurs? Chet. Wemby
Yeah.
has his number, man. And for some reason, Wemby likes to go in there and lay into Chet. He misses his free throws and he's yelling and screaming. It like Wemby gets hyped up when he plays against Chet, and all he wants to do is embarrass the hell out of him, dude. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Chris Gonzalez on our chat. I'm not going to get into it, Joe. I'm not going to get into it, but I do know the answer to this question. Only 2 things come out of Oklahoma. A reference to Full Metal Jacket. I like it. Jordan Schneider says Denver falling into the play-in would be terrible for the Spurs. Let's take a look at the standings one more time, Joe.
Yeah.
Is Denver in danger of falling into the play-in? Because again, the top 6 teams make it into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Denver not playing so well anymore. I mean, although they had a good game last night against Oklahoma City, they had a chance to win it. They tied it with a few seconds to go, with less than a minute to go to Oklahoma City on the road. So it's not like they've been playing bad. But Denver's sitting there at the 6th spot. And look at Phoenix right behind them, a game and a half behind them, 1 game in the loss column. It is possible, Joe, that the Spurs could face the Denver Nuggets in the first round of the playoffs if things go the way that they are. If you want to say what team I want to see the Spurs play in the first round, we're all looking at these teams like
Phoenix.
like Phoenix or the Clippers or Golden
The
State or
Warriors,
Portland.
yeah.
No, you know who I want to see, Joe? I want to see the Lakers. That is the team, because look at it. Lakers are the 5 seed right now at 39-25 and struggling. The Suns are 37-27, just 2 games behind the LA Lakers. Who's to say that the Lakers can't fall backwards and the Suns cannot move forward?
Yeah.
Because I that LA team sucks, Joe. I don't know how they're 39-25. That team is inconsistent. That team, although they have 2 superstars in Luka Doncic and LeBron James, and even though they have Austin Reeves who can go off in any given night, they just don't play well together. And the Spurs can dominate that Lakers team. I want the Lakers, but I think, as Jordan Schneider, one of our subscribers, pointed out, the road gets tougher if we're taking on Jokic in the first round of the playoffs. If we're taking on a team that has won an NBA championship and that has, Murray and Jokic and all these guys down there, Aaron Gordon, it's a different matchup, Joe. That's a very, very good point. I don't want to see Denver in the first round.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. You had told me something here, and I'm gonna call you out on it. I remember earlier in the season, you're like, there's certain teams the Spurs don't match up against. And one of those teams you had named were the LA Lakers. And now you want to see them in the playoffs, Miguelito. Chancla.
You can throw the chancla at me all you want, but the fact of the matter is that what's on paper sometimes does not materialize in real life. And on paper, the Lakers should be a good team, but they're just not. And that could be because the talent is not meeting the desire, or the desire is not meeting the talent, however you want to put it. They're just not a very, very good team, and they have not come together in a way that gives you any confidence that they're going to be a good team. They play better when Doncic and LeBron James are away from each other. When
Yeah.
they're together playing, they struggle because there's only one ball. They're both ball dominant twos or threes, right? That they're ball dominant. I know Luka Doncic fancies himself as a point guard, but I don't see him as such because of his body style. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's a flip flop on that, Joe. More along the lines of the evolution of the fact that they haven't pulled themselves together. That Lakers team scares nobody, and that Rockets team scares nobody either. No point guard. You have no
No.
point guard. They're trying to do it by pure athleticism, and guess who's more athletic than the Rockets? The Spurs.
Spurs. And then you have Portland. I mean, these teams are going to be vying for the last play-in spots, and
Mhm.
that's going to be a battle between them. But at the end of the day, you look at these teams and nobody scares me really except for the Timberwolves.
That's an interesting take, Joe. That's a very interesting take
They
because
they
Anthony
don't
Edwards
match
can
up
go off
well.
on any night. Anthony Edwards,
Exactly.
it's who's going to guard him, and Steph Castle would have to exhaust all his energy. But guess who he hasn't seen, Joe? Very much of.
No.
Maybe you stick Carter Bryant on him.
Huh?
Maybe that's the play that you deploy. Bobby February comes out and says Luca LeBron have zero chemistry, oil and water. Because on
It's true.
paper, you say Luka Doncic, who's one of the top 5 scorers in the NBA, efficient offensively, and LeBron James, one of the greatest players of all time, that they would have to work well together, but it just doesn't work. And I don't know if it's because they don't respect each other or what. Luka Doncic has turned into the biggest crybaby in all of the NBA. He argues about calls in which the referee has called it in his favor.
Yeah.
So what are you arguing about? And now that he's arguing all these calls, guess what he's not doing? He's not getting back on defense. And I saw this stat the other day that said that, man to man, 1-on-1, Doncic isn't that bad of a defender. But that's a very, very, very misleading stat because he doesn't get back on defense, Joe, at all half the time. And guess who
Yeah.
else doesn't get back on defense?
Who?
LeBron. LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron doesn't play defense anymore. He walks up and down the field, up and down the court. There are stats that show literal walking on the court. The biggest walker in all of the NBA is, in fact, LeBron James, and it has been for years. These are guys who give it their all offensively, but on defense, unless it's a close game where it's at the end of the last 2 minutes of a quarter or it's the fourth, they don't care.
No,
And
they
the
don't.
fact of the matter is that the game gets out of hand for them a lot of times, and then it just doesn't matter for them anymore. Black Bucket reaches out to us and says, if we can get that number 1 seed, I could see the Spurs going to the finals. At that point, Joe, just win at home, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it all. Just win at home. Spurs have the tiebreaker against Oklahoma City. We're 2 games behind them in the Western Conference when it comes to the loss column. But you look at it right now, the Spurs are in the middle of a 6-game homestand. We asked the question, how many wins does it take for us to be excited about this homestand, right? Did they have to go 4-2, 5-1, 6-0? Or they're 3-0? And who they got next? They got Boston tonight. I believe they've got Denver and Charlotte. This was a rough road homestand, Joe. And if the Spurs somehow go 6-0, they're beyond legit at that point. Even though
Are
those
they
are
for
home
real?
games they were favored. Yeah,
Are
they
they
are
for
for real.
real?
And you know what? It's interesting watching all this national
Oh,
media. I was
man.
watching Shay talking about and Shay talking about the Spurs, and I was watching the Dan Lebitard show. Dan Lebitard, you have Mike Ryan, the producer, who's also one of the hosts of the show, just fawning over Victor Wembanyama. And I wonder, Joe, because if Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is the villain, will Wemby one day be the villain as well?
Possibly. And the reason why that might happen is if the Spurs become a team that's so good and it's hard for other teams to beat them, people are just going to hate on that, right? Because
Mhm.
it's not their team. Because if it was their team, they would love it, right?
Right.
And that's all it is. It's in the eye of the beholder kind of thing. If it's your team that's out there laying waste to everybody in the NBA, you're like, yeah, no one can beat us. But if you're another team that's on the come up, you're like, I hate that team. I want to beat them. So it is what it is. But the thing is, like I was telling you with OKC, nobody likes them, man. They don't have a lot of likable characters. It's like a cast of villains. Everybody's hoping and wishing on their downfall.
Now, are we saying that as Spurs fans? Because I said this yesterday
Yeah.
that the only teams that hate us are Dallas and Houston, but actually, people pointed out that Oklahoma City does hate the Spurs as well.
Oh yeah.
Do we look at that team with these silver and black glasses and say that they're villains, and the rest of the world doesn't? Because I see all these people just complaining about SGA being a free throw merchant, being someone who just flops all the time or pretends that contacts happens. And then you also see Lou Dort going out there and being a dirty player, and Chet Holmgren being just kind of a weird character in himself. I can see why people don't like OKC anymore, at least from a Spurs fan perspective. But on the outside looking in, there were people who hated Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
He was too boring. They don't want to see the Spurs win so often. They've already won 5 times. It was like the beautiful game was different because I think people who were the diehards of the NBA appreciated how good that 2014 team was. But I tell you who wasn't. That team was loved by casual basketball fan because they also took out LeBron and Wade and Bosh, which people hated. Those guys were the villains, right? But you look at the 07 Spurs, the 05 Spurs, the ones that were hitting Robert Horry hitting Steve Nash into the scores table and creating this whole ruckus, which led to suspensions and things like that. The Spurs were villains. We were loved in '99, right? Because Tim Duncan was new to the game, second season, getting the chip. 03, we were not loved. Why? Because we prevented the Lakers from winning. 05, we were not loved. Why? Because we prevented the Pistons from winning. 07, we were not loved because we were also a very, very boring team. And I say that as a loving and adoring Spurs fan. We were boring as F in 99, 03, 05, 07, exciting in 2014. Right
Spurs
now,
were
we're
more
loved.
of they were looked upon as the villains because of their style of defense they would play, and everybody would see Bruce Bowen extending his foot out when somebody would land, infamously
Being a
against
Lou
Ray
Dort,
Allen.
being a Lou
Yeah,
Dort.
and they had to go ahead and implement the rule because of Bruce Bowen. When they would announce the Spurs, right, at away games, they would have them come out to that Star Wars music, for
The
the
bum bum
Empire
bum bum
pump,
ba
pump,
bum bum
they
ba
would have them
bum.
coming out to that type of music, and everybody hated them because they're like, oh, they're dirty players. And it's because of the physicality that they would play the game with, right? Especially against teams like the Lakers and Detroit and all these other teams. And people didn't like the Spurs very much, and they were pretty good at the time. So that you had that stigma that, oh, this is a dirty team. They weren't dirty. They just played really physical out there. They had an identity.
I think what would make the Spurs more loved or the continued love by the casual NBA fan is beyond Wemby. How do you hate on Wemby? Like the hatred towards Wemby is more like that movie The Patriot or the interview rather, where it's like they hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah.
I can understand not liking Wemby if you're a Rockets fan or a Mavericks fan or a Thunder fan or a Lakers fan because they're preventing your team from reaching the promised land, right? And it might be for the next decade or so that Wemby might be in the way as one of the best defenders that the NBA has ever seen. And I like Chris Gonzalez saying "Death Taxes Spurs win, bring it back." That was the Jay Moore show, the comedian Jay Moore. That was his
Yeah.
slogan. I used to have that T-shirt: "Death Taxes Spurs win." Jay Moore show back in the day, right? Um, but how do you not like Dylan Harper? How do you not like De'Aaron Fox or Steph Castle or Julian Champagny
Carter
or
Bryant.
Harrison Barnes or Carter Bryant or Luke Cornett? The
Yeah.
Spurs have a very likable squad. And that's not just from a Spurs fan perspective. That's from an outsider's perspective because look at Celtics fans. When Luke Cornett came to the Spurs, they were sad because why? That was their guy. They love Luke Cornett being on that team.
Yeah.
And
He's
then
a great teammate.
everyone looking at the whole corollary between the coaching that Carter Bryant had with Kawhi, with the same coaching that Kawhi Leonard have, and they're part of the same coaching tree, if you will, or training tree, is very interesting. And people are looking at Carter Bryant going, man, maybe he was a better prospect than we all thought. Maybe
He's
Bryant,
a much better player than he who shall not be named, number 10.
Correct. maybe not as good as he who shall be not be named number two,
Oh, the
but
nephew.
it's one of those things where you look at these guys, they're very likable.
Yeah.
And I think the only thing that NBA fans hate about the Spurs is the fact that we won the lottery back to back to back years, moving up to the number one spot to get Wemby, moving up to the four spot to get Castle, and moving up to the two spot to getting Dylan Harper. That I understand why some fans would be upset, because when the Spurs tank, the Spurs bank.
It's like that guy. You remember that one from years ago? They made the meme of, I don't always tank, but when I do, it's a first round pick. You remember that guy from years ago? The most mysterious man in history? Remember the old Mexicano from Modelo and all that? The beer?
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's where they used to get that from. But the Spurs are that acronym. We don't always tank, but when we
they
do,
do.
it's a first round pick.
It's a generational player, right? When it comes to it. Midtown Texas saying Luke Cornett and Mike Jimenez both take down the strip clubs. Okay, so she's
Oh
referencing
god, dude.
the what I did behind the scenes at Case at 12 back in the day
The
when
no fear cap.
when I had a no fear cap on to try to bust strip clubs undercover, which by the way could
They still
never
use that
happen
video.
now. Could
Oh
never happen
no,
now.
no, no,
They sent a
never.
21-year-old guy
Some cash.
and some cash into an area where I could have gotten my ass kicked or killed. I mean,
Go
think
get
about
some
it.
lap dances on the station's dime.
In retrospect, I shouldn't have done
Uh,
that. I shouldn't have volunteered to be undercover for a TV station. But it is what it is,
how
man.
big was that camera, dude? This was before they had GoPros and stuff. I mean,
Okay,
come on.
so my focus right here, right?
Yeah.
About that size attached to my back with a wire like this coming out, and it came through the
Uh,
back over here, came around the hat into the F of a no fear hat, and it just came out like this. And I'm just walking
did they
around.
even have like metal detectors? I remember they did the pat you down at some point in time.
They
Was
did the
that
pat.
before
They
that?
did the pat down, but it was cold, so I had a jacket on. So like they just missed it. I mean, literally, they could have felt it when I first walked in. I went in there twice, Joe.
And they use that grainy video still on KSAT. I see it sometimes
That's so funny.
when they're talking about the strip clubs or some
The video is
altercation
probably
that
illegal
happened.
if you think about it, because you can't be
Oh,
doing
yeah.
that.
No
But
doubt. They don't show any of the ladies or anything, of course. It's kinda, like, blurred out a little bit, and you can see the gist of what's happening, but they usually use that video when they're
it,
talking
it
about it.
was an investigation into this place, and they wanted to see if we could find it. So, and like police go undercover. Michael Jimenez went undercover that one time.
You're like that movie Undercover Brother. No, Mike.
And did
No.
I catch anything? No. So it was just I put myself in harm's way for no reason.
You went to
But
the wrong strip club, that's why.
yeah, but here it is, man. We were talking about this, and we'll just bounce back to some more Spurs talk in a second. But the NBA has put the squash on the Atlanta Hawks Magic City night. So the Atlanta Hawks, for those of you who don't know, we're about to have on next week a celebration of what they call an iconic institution in the city of Atlanta,
Jeez,
Magic
man.
City Night. Right? Magic City is a strip club, and they were selling merch. The Hawks were selling merch that featured the name of the strip club on their team store. Now, apparently, the strip club is mentioned in a lot of different hip hop songs over the years, from Future to Drake and all these big artists over the years. And they said that it's a cultural and iconic and culturally significant place in Atlanta. But still, at the end of the day, even though it's also known for its food, it is still a strip club, and the Hawks were going to honor them with a Magic City fan night, right?
Yeah.
Where everyone would get merch and all that stuff, right? Luke Cornett of the Spurs pointed this out a couple of weeks ago in a blog post that he had on Substack. And he came out there and just said, "Hey, this is wrong. It should never go on. This shouldn't have happened. Why are they doing this? It's not appropriate. It disrespects the female fans. It disrespects the women there. A lot of them might be sexually trafficked. They might be, they might be human trafficked as well, or doing things like prostitution." And he says this is not a good look for the NBA for an NBA team to be honoring a
Well,
strip club.
Adam Silver called, right?
Yeah.
And he wanted to talk with the Hawks organization to get a little bit more of the just behind it and what were they thinking as far as how are they going to represent this at the NBA at an NBA game and throughout the arena. And after talking with the people behind the scenes, he's like, no, this ain't happening. Pulled the plug on that and said they can't do it. Much to the dismay of our buddy. What was her name? That actress?
Oh, Jamie Gertz.
Jamie Gertz, because she's like, no, we're still going through with it. Nope, not anymore. They put a pause to it, and rightfully so, Mike. This should have never happened to begin with, man. Come on.
Yeah, so Jamie Gertz, who's an actress, is the one of the principal owners of this team, right? Because her husband bought the Atlanta Hawks. Jamie Gertz, you will remember her from the movie Twister, right? She was Bill
Yeah.
Paxton's girlfriend that ends up breaking up with him and all that stuff, or he breaks up with her. She was also on Seinfeld, by the way, as the what's it called, the sex operator. What's it called, the person who did like the voice over the phone.
Phone sex.
The phone sex, yeah, 1-900 numbers from back in the day. So
Oh.
yeah, so Jamie Gertz is that girl, right? She's actually doing a documentary, a 5-part documentary that's going to appear on Stars about Magic City Strip Club. So she has a professional tie into what's going on over there, and she wanted to highlight this place while representing the Hawks. And if Luke Cornett had not said anything, it wouldn't have gone down that way. They
Would
would
have gone unnoticed.
gone unnoticed, right? Maybe
How are you gonna take your daughter or
Yeah,
kids out here to this, man? Like, what are you gonna tell them?
yeah, and that's what Luke Cornett's saying. He goes, the female fan base is going to be like, "What are we doing over here celebrating a strip club?" And yeah, they
I'd be
may
like,
have great wings, is what I hear, that they're iconic wings. But at the
$5
end of the
steak
day,
and fries are good. That'd be like having Sugar's night or something like that. Like, come
exactly,
on,
man.
man.
Or the more, actually, it wouldn't be Sugars; it'd be All Stars.
The All Stars is now defunct, but
But All Stars had also been around for
yeah.
like 3 or 4 decades, like Magic City has been, right? So, Sugars is probably what, 2 decades old, because it used to be
But
Sharkies back in the day.
I got to tell you, Mike, man, I want to go get one of those Fiesta medals, man. I'm gonna pick you one up too.
No, I'm good, dude. I'm good. Eddie the Great reaches out and says, "Ooh, mommy, can I go to Magic City? Sounds like fun."
Kids
hope
are
I-
gonna think it's a theme park or something.
I hope
man.
I gave that comment some justice, by the way.
Jeez, man. Sugar steak and fries night at the Frost. Hey, that's something I could get behind.
That's funny.
It'd be a lot cheaper than the food they have over there now. $5 steak and fries.
JHNSB says, "How do you explain Pride Night to a child?" Well, guess what? Children have friends that are gay. So you don't have to explain it because gay people exist. That's how God made them. That's how you explain it. Let's talk about the Spurs tonight against the Boston Celtics. Celtics are coming in with Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown gave a huge compliment to Victor Wembanyama the other day where he said Wemby is an alien. Jaylen Brown says, "I am the best two-way player in the NBA that is human. Wemby's not human." So that's why Jaylen Brown's saying that he's number 2, right? He's going, yeah, Wemby's better than me on both sides of the court, but I proudly announce myself as number 2, right? Coming into town, this is a team with championship pedigree. They're a very, very good team. They're better than Detroit. I know that Detroit has a better record than the Celtics. Celtics are the better team. I know OKC has a better record than the Spurs. Spurs are a better team. And guess what? This is probably going to be a preview of the NBA Finals. This game right here is a preview of the NBA Finals coming on in 7 o'clock tip-off on the Peacock Network. It's weird because the Spurs play up to their competition, play down to their competition. But this is a game where I think they're going to have to play up. I think this is it's not. It can't be a trap game. This is one of the best teams in the league, man. Celtics coming in with a record of 45-21. They're a very, very good team. Or 43-21 rather.
I'm not talking about the Celtics. You got the Celtics, you got the Nuggets, right? 2 very good teams. The Spurs are going to have to beat. Now, look at it this way: the Spurs beat the Celtics, the Spurs beat the Nuggets, and then on Saturday, when we're all supposed to go to the game, they wet the bed against the Charlotte Hornets.
Dude,
Why, Mike?
the Hornets are balling, dude.
Why? Why do the Spurs have such a hard time with the Charlotte Hornets, dude? Of all teams.
It's funny because at the beginning of the season, we would have thought to ourselves, "Oh, that Hornets team sucks. They're not very good." I know you look at the
Yeah.
record now; they're 32-33. They're a game under 500. But man, they had won 6 out of 8 games recently. They were one of the most efficient teams out there. They've lost 2 in a row since then, but they were balling, man. They're now in position to be in the play-in tournament, right behind the Atlanta Hawks. They're in the 10 spot right now. Charlotte is. Um, they are a team much like Golden State that has a shooter that can just go off and get you 7 to 8 or 9 3-pointers, and because of that, they're in there. They could be in any game, dude. Any given Sunday type of mentality, puncher's chance mentality. They wouldn't beat the Spurs in a 7-game series, but
Yeah.
any given night, man, Con Knipple goes off is no different than watching Steph Curry go off. And by the way, speaking of Con Knipple, according to FanDuel Sportsbook and DraftKings Sportsbook, he is now the favorite to win Rookie of the Year over not only Dylan Harper, but over Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg has fallen to second in the Rookie of the Year odds compared to Con Knipple, which is weird, man. Knipple breaking the record for most 3-pointers ever made by a rookie in NBA history. So going into tonight's game, though, 3.5-point spread. So Vegas thinks it's going to be a pretty close game. ESPN Analytics only give the Spurs a 56% chance of winning, which is basically 5 out of 9. Basically a coin flip at home.
Let's see what DraftKings is doing. 3.5.
3.5. Look at the over-under, Joe.
221.5.
That's low. That's the lowest over-under the Spurs have had in a long time.
That would mean that what the Spurs each team
111,
is gonna score
112 to 109.
Exactly. I was going to say, not very high scoring, man.
They predict 112 to 109, but these are two really good defensive teams. So you're seeing a battle tonight between two of the best offensive teams and two of the best defensive teams. And I saw this stat earlier this morning, Joe. I'm going to find it right now because I want to be able to speak intelligently to it. It was talking about the Spurs being in the top 5 season wide for offensive and defensive efficiency, right?
Yeah.
That has happened only 3 times in Spurs history, Joe. Only 3 times in Spurs history have the Spurs had a team that was top 5 in offense and top 5 in defense. The first time it happened was in 2007. What did the Spurs do in 07, Joe?
Win.
They won the finals.
They won. They win.
The second time it happened was in 2014. What did they do that year? They won the finals.
They won. They just keep winning.
The third time it happened was in 2015-2016 season. Spurs lost in the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
That
well,
was
they infamously
one of the nephew teams, one of the Kawhi teams.
They had infamously lost to. Remember when they were like a number 1 or a number 2 seed, and they lost to the Memphis Grizzlies. You know, remember that series? That was kind of a disappointment to Spurs fans. But at that time, the Memphis Grizzlies were just clicking, and they were a problem. Because I remember they went on to the second round of the playoffs. If I remember correctly, I think that's when they finally got dispatched. But the Spurs just could not match up. I don't know if it was the size inside the paint or what it was, man, but the Grizzlies just were a bad matchup for the Spurs. And that's what I'm fearful that might happen with the Spurs if they get out of the first round and then they get into that second round. Those matchups, man, that's where it might be a detriment to the team.
It really is all about matchups, man.
Yeah.
And, you know, with tonight's game, who do you stop? Because we talk about how the Spurs are like a Swiss Army knife, right? You know, we play whack-a-mole with the Spurs. You know, you try to hit, Castle's going off, you hit him, and then here comes Wemby. Hit Wemby, and here comes Fox. And you hit Fox, and here comes Harper. And there's always somebody that pops up. The Celtics are the same way. They have so many different offensive weapons out there, and they can play very good defense as well.
And it's the return of Derek White. We haven't forgot about that.
Derek White, who, by the way, since February 1, Wemby has the most blocks of anybody in the NBA. Guess who's number 2? Derek White
Derek
as
White.
a guard is that guy. The Celtics are the number 2 team, and they've played basically the entire season without Jason Tatum.
He just came back from that
Yeah.
Achilles injury. Yeah.
Yeah, Tatum in his last game had 20 points on 6 of 16 shooting, so he's not necessarily 100%. He's just trying to get back into form. He's not in shape. But this is an interesting team. It's an interesting lineup. Jaylen Brown is a top 5 candidate, top 6 candidate right now for the MVP. I guess you sick Derek White on him. Not Derek White. Stephon Castle on him. And then you have who'd you put? Fox on Derek White?
Probably. I would. I mean, that would make the most sense, but again, let's see what Mitch decides to do with the lineups. They'll probably wind up switching off, giving different looks because of Jaylen Brown, you know? So I think they're going to go ahead and be creative. And that's the interesting thing is that you want to see how creative Mitch can be right now as the Spurs start gearing up really for the postseason and what he can do to us as far as his adjustments, in-game adjustments, because that's what it's going to matter too, Mike, more than just the players executing the game plan out there in the postseason. How well can Mitch adjust to different situations, right?
Joe, the only player I'm afraid of on that roster right now is not Tatum, because you know what Tatum's going to bring. He's not 100%.
No,
Jaylen Brown's going to go off
limited
for 20,
minutes.
28, 30 points. That's fine.
Yeah.
We know Derek White's going to go off and get his points. He's going to be Swiss Army knife. It's Peyton Pritchard.
Yeah.
Peyton Pritchard coming off the bench for the Celtics. Let him get the 12 to 15 points. But if he goes off for 18 to 21, we're dead. That's the guy to watch for because he lights it up from 3. And he's a streaky guy, but Peyton Pritchard can go off. No different than Reed Shepherd in Houston, but he's a lot better than Reed Shepherd in Houston. Peyton Pritchard coming off the bench, if he starts to feel it, Joe, and he starts throbbing from 3, Spurs are in trouble. And this is not a team, Joe, that the Spurs can fall behind double digits to and come back from.
Yeah.
This isn't the Clippers where you can fall down by 25 and chip your way back within a quarter and a half to take the lead and hold on to win the game. You can't do that against Celtics. Too good of a team. Too experienced of a team. You can't do that to a team that has Derek White and Tatum and Brown and Pritchard out there. It's too expensive a team to do that. You might be able to fall behind 6 to 8 points and come back, maybe even 10. But do you fall 12 to 15 points behind? Game over. Not coming back. Not at all.
I'm looking at the latest poll that I put out here, right? And it says, should I get an iPhone? Are my green bubbles ghetto?
Yes.
67% say yes. 33% say no.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like those who have Macs, Joe.
Oh, my God.
Someone who has a Mac as a computer is the most annoying person in the world. I go to my sister Cindy's house, right? She and her husband Mike have Macs, and I have a
Windows.
Surface Pro.
Yeah.
Windows is so user friendly, no different than an iPhone. But those who have their Macs swear by them and love them so much. But then I watch them fiddle with it, and they're going, "Why are you doing so many steps to get where you need to go?" Like, I don't understand. I don't understand why you're using Safari. I don't understand why you're using these templates and these applications. Dude, people who love Macs love Macs. People who love Androids, and I don't get it because it makes absolutely
God.
no sense to me. You give me an Android, I wouldn't know how to use it.
I don't know if I'm going to get an iPhone. I did go to the AT&T stores around the corner yesterday and check things out, look around and compare. And I got to say, man, I looked at that new Samsung Galaxy that came out. It looked pretty attractive, man. And they want to give me the phone for free because I'm just going to trade in basically my old phone, which is in really good condition, by the way. Every time I trade it, they give these types of deals to me. Every time it's time to trade in my phone, I go and trade in the phone and I get a new phone for free. I don't got to pay nothing for it because they give me like over $1,000 for my phone.
Just get an iPhone, Joe. I know the cameras are better with the Samsung. I get it. I know the video recording is better with the Samsung. I get it. It's just not very user-friendly. That's just basically it. By the way, I'm watching my dog walk up and down the living room right now. got in trouble yesterday. So whose fault was this? Chica is very, very much a disciplinarian of the dogs, right? The dogs are very well behaved. We picked up Allie from the pound about 4 or 5 months ago. We call her Allie because they found her in the back alley of a Home Depot, and they were going to put her down. She's a black lab. We adopted her. We rescued her. She's been wonderful around the house. Doesn't make any accidents. Has not pooped or peed once in the house. Loves the doggy door and all that stuff. Loves to play fetch and catch. Loves to go for walks. Is not allowed to go into the kitchen. None of the dogs are. So the dogs don't go into the kitchen at all. It's the weirdest thing because if they take one foot in there, she looks at them and goes, "What are you doing in the kitchen?" And the dogs back away. So we went out to Target yesterday and we went to Lowe's, and she was making something that she was making food, right? She was making enchiladas, or actually it was chicken spaghetti that she was making, right? But it was kind of like an enchilada type of thing. She put the tray on top of the table so that it could cool, on top of the counter, right? The kitchen island on the very corner. We got back home, it
Damn.
was gone, right? She got mad at the dog, said the dog had to be outside and it's not going to come back inside, all that stuff. That's my dog, though. I like my dog inside, right? Whose fault was that?
I'm gonna be honest with you. At this point, that's her fault because the animal is
What
just
animal?
being that an animal. You know, she was being an opportunist. You leave the food at the edge of the table. What do you think is gonna happen?
I mean, it was on the very edge of the table, but
What do
me,
you
because I
think?
didn't want to get in trouble with Chica, I was like, oh man, I can't believe the dog did that.
Yeah.
I feel so bad. And that was going to be my dinner, right? So it's like, I did lose out on dinner because of it. But I'm in the back of my mind, I'm thinking to myself, you left food out in the corner. You know what
That's
I'm
her fault.
saying? Thank
That's
God
her
Chica doesn't
fault.
watch this show, man.
She get be blamed. She'd be blamed for it. It is her fault though. I'm be honest.
So did I tell you the story yesterday on the show about the $200 steak?
Yeah.
Dude, it wasn't even that good, man.
She
I'm
said you
gonna go
just
to
scarfed it down.
I'm going to a birthday party tonight at Texas Roadhouse. I'm gonna have more fun, and it's gonna be more delicious there than it was at Vic and Anthony, which is a good restaurant, man. But and I enjoyed it, but at the end of the day, I just fancy restaurants and me just don't go. Like, I
Hey,
like the occasional fancy restaurant. There's a place called True Lux over in the Woodlands. It's really good. I like nice restaurants, but sometimes I feel out of place.
look what Chris Gonzalez is saying. This is facts right here.
Well, it says the dog did not go. It was on the kitchen island, so
Okay.
the dog took 2 steps into the kitchen area. But I mean, the dog's a dog. It went animal for a minute. It was opportunistic because it saw
Well,
food.
you should have just told her it's okay. They're just animals.
That's exactly what I said. I said. She goes, "They're not supposed to be doing that." I'm like, "Well, they're animals. They saw food."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, the dog climbed onto the counter." Like dog didn't climb onto the counter. It's a big black lab. It's eye
Stood
level.
up.
It just stood up. It was
Yeah.
right there. It just ate it all by standing. It didn't have to jump onto the counter. I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe move the food. Put the tray in the microwave,
I would.
or maybe in the middle of the island. How about
Maybe
that?
not. Maybe not leave it on the island. Just saying. You wanted to cool off. You got a microwave. Put in the microwave.
Exactly.
No, I'm just saying, dude.
So now my dog is an outdoor dog, but I brought it in. I brought it inside to sleep by the bed last night. She got mad. Joe, I'm going to be in Miami next week to watch the Spurs take on the Miami Heat. I'm excited about that. I love going to arenas that are not Spurs related. I
Why?
like
Because you
going
can compare the Frost Center and be like, that's ghetto.
Well, it's okay. So which ones have I gone to? I've gone to the where the Lakers play.
No.
I've gone to the American Airlines in Dallas. I've gone to the Phoenix Suns arena, whatever they call that. It's named after a casino. A talking stick, I think, or walking stick, talking
Walking
stick.
stick, something like that.
Yeah.
Arena.
I've been to the Toyota in Dallas. I mean, in Houston, rather.
That's not much better than the Frost Center, dude. It's the same.
I've been to the Wells Fargo in Philadelphia to watch the Sixers play.
You said that one was nice.
Um, the Philadelphia one was nice. I thought it was going to be nicer, to be honest with you, for a big market city as Philadelphia would be. It was nice, though. It was interesting. It was a nice complex because you had Lincoln Financial Field where the Eagles play. You had the Wells Fargo where the Flyers and the Sixers play, and then you have where the Phillies play, all in one area, right? Like all one big
Yeah.
complex.
It's kind of like the way they have things over there in Maryland.
Yeah.
They have their sports complex and everything. It's really nice by the bay.
The Toyota Center in Houston kind of sucks. The Frost Bank Center is better than the Toyota Center. Um, the Spurs have a mid arena right now in the Frost Bank Center. I know that ESPN ranked the Frost Bank Center as the worst experience of all 30 NBA franchises because there's nothing to do before the game or after the game. Rock and Brews be damned.
Maybe it's because you have to park out there by the stables with the poor.
Exactly. And you might get shot in lot 7. But
Jeez,
if you
man.
look at from the experience of I'm just getting into the arena, right? Not the whole pregame, postgame thing, because we already know that the Frostbank Center sucks when it comes to that because there's nothing around it, right? But I'm talking about the experience of walking through the door of the building. The Spurs arena is pretty mid, but mid's better than suck, right?
Yeah.
Like I thought the Toyota Center in Houston sucks. American Airlines Arena in Dallas used to be really nice. Now it's just okay. It's just all right.
When you walk to the arena, right, to the Frost Center, and you have your tickets, what entrance you going in?
Oh, you want to go to the VIP entrance?
No, but I'm saying, where do you go?
Oh, I just go where the shorter line is, man. I get there early enough to not have to worry about the lines. Like
Yeah, but
if you go to the Spurs game and you're in a mile long line, you got there too late.
the thing is that people don't understand. This is what I've been trying to tell everybody, man. Little hack again for you guys, so you'll remember this. You don't have to stand in line with the masses, with the peasants.
Mhm.
Like if you get there and it's already 7 o'clock, the doors have opened to everybody. Go into one of the VIP entrances. They ain't gonna tell you
They
no.
don't care.
They're
They're
just
just
gonna
like,
scan your ticket. You go right on in.
yeah, they're gonna say, yeah, don't get in the elevator. Just walk on this way.
Yeah, they know where you're going. You just scan your
Mhm.
ticket. Boom, you're in.
Hey, Joe, what's this I hear about bad rain going to San Antonio? What's going on over there?
Oh, dude, I don't know. They're saying that there's supposed to be some storms are coming. You know what the stupid thing is? I went and I charged the batteries for the stupid lawnmower, right? I
Mhm.
brought me a brand new Makita edge
Oh,
trimmer,
really?
right?
Nice.
Yeah, so it matches the lawnmower. Can't even use the damn thing, Mike, because it's been raining.
National Weather Service, according to mysa.com, says severe weather threat arrives in San Antonio within hours. Could be a large hail event
Yeah, we'll
coming
see.
in tonight after the Spurs game. So probably a couple of hours after the Spurs game.
Yeah. You know what happened to me yesterday?
Wind gusts up to 75 miles per hour, Joe. Isolated tornadoes expected.
You know what happened to me yesterday, man?
What's up?
The caddy let me down, Mike.
Oh no.
I went to Sam's, bro. Buy all this stuff. And then I'm trying to open the trunk, right, to the Cadillac, because I have like a little SUV.
Mm-hmm.
The module,
Yeah.
the little thing shorted out and broke. I couldn't open the
Oh.
back trunk to put the stuff in from the Sam's. I'm like, well, and my nieces are back there, so I'm like, well, girls, we're gonna hand this off to you. You're gonna have to put them in the back of the space in the back there. So they had to put all these drinks and all this stuff back there, man. It was miserable, man. I got to go fix that now. I got to go and tell them, can you fix this? And they're gonna tell me something else is wrong with it too, because I already know it's due for some maintenance. It doesn't have a lot of miles because I work from home,
Right.
so I try to keep up with the maintenance. But I'm just like, it's just little things that go off. It's not the remote. It's that little actuator or whatever broke, that little module. It's in where they have the spare tire. I'm not gonna crawl back there and change that damn thing. Hell no. I'm gonna tell somebody else to do it, man.
Joe, I've gone 2 weeks without a left mirror on my truck. You know how hard it is to drive down the freeway without a left mirror?
Oh,
Doing this out the window like Ace Ventura, and using the using the mirror right here to look backwards and forwards and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's weird, Mike?
I got the mirror sent to me, right?
Yeah, you haven't put it on.
Took it to my brother to go put it on. My brother-in-law wasn't the right mirror, so we had to send it
Oh,
on back. And then we're
God.
waiting for the second shipment to come on in. By the way, real fast, some chats coming on in. Text box Frank asking the question: what was the name of Chica's dish? Gone
Gone.
because of Allie. And someone asked me the
Oh,
question: JB Bettis, have I been to the Garden in New York City?
yeah.
Madison Square Garden. I've been to the outside of Madison Square Garden. I've never been inside to watch a game or anything, but I've been there, but I haven't been in there. If that makes any sense. But go ahead, Jim.
You know, I was gonna tell you, you know what I learned?
What's up?
Costco doesn't accept American Express.
No,
They don't. You go to Sam's, they take it without a problem, bro. No problem.
no.
Come on, Costco.
They take Visa, if I'm not mistaken.
But not American Express. Why not, dude? That's stupid. That's stupid. Stupid.
Well, I
Like, come
mean,
on, man.
the top two credit card companies in the country are Mastercard as one and Visa's two. Amex is probably the same level as like Discover.
But Costco don't accept American Express, dude. That's stupid.
First of all, what are you doing at Sam's?
I went to Costco. Costco doesn't accept American Express, but I still have to pay, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Hell with that, dude. I'm gonna go to Sam's because they accept my American Express card. I went to
Mhm.
Sam's yesterday. Why the hell wouldn't I go to Sam's? Oh my god, dude. My little niece, man. Damn, this little girl. I took her with me, man. She's like 5, 6 years old. And we're walking, and she sees this big ass box. Stupid ass bunny, dude. The freaking rabbit's bigger than her. Looking at me, Uncle, can I have that bunny? I'm like, no, absolutely not. I want the rabbit. I want the rabbit. Man, I caved in. I said, man, go get that damn rabbit, dude.
$58.
No, the rabbit wasn't that expensive. It was like 24 bucks. Because we're at Sam's, bro. Come on.
Yeah,
And
I told Chica that you didn't go camping, that you went shopping with your nieces instead. She goes, "Oh, you
yeah.
got in trouble." She goes, "They're gonna sucker you into buying all sorts of things."
Oh, dude. My little niece didn't even want to leave, bro. I tell her, girl, we gotta go home. Nope. That's when I was texting you by accident because you're right there with my sister-in-law, Michelle. So it's
Mhm.
Michael and then it's Michelle. And
Oh,
I'm
that's why you
thinking
were
I'm
texting me.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was texting you by mistake. And I was like, oh,
Hey,
sorry.
I'm glad you were talking trash about me to Michelle. I was like,
No.
you ever get that text from somebody who's like, "Oh, what a freaking moron" and all that stuff, and then you're like, "What's going on here? Why are you talking trash about me?" Oh, that was for somebody else.
Yeah. I was just like, oh my God, man. This little girl, man, I had to go and drop her off. She makes me get down, dude. You have to go and play with them for a little bit. And I'm like, God. And then oh man, this girl, she's killing me, dude. I have my other niece with me too. She's older, right? And she's like, oh, I want to go to Chili's, Uncle. It's my favorite. I'm like, all right, man, whatever. Y'all gonna sucker me in.
Hey, Chili's is good, dude.
I said, that's fine. Whatever. I'll take her to Chili's. And the little one is the one that runs everything, right? And I look at my little niece Athena, and she's like, I said, we're gonna go to Chili's. She goes and looks at me dead in the eye. No. I'm like, I'm like, girl, I told her, the name is just Chili's. They don't serve just chili there. And she just looks at me again and she's like, no. And then finally we get there and she's like, we're at Chili's. And she's like, this is pretty good, Uncle. I'm like, oh man, I can't with you, man. Oh
Well,
God, dude.
I saw the CEO of Chili's on Fox Business the other day saying that Chili's is now cheaper than McDonald's. That you can get a half-pound burger for lunch over there with fries, a drink, and chips like chips and salsa
Yeah.
for cheaper than you can get a number one at McDonald's. That's crazy.
Man, look at this. Mario Cavallo. Did you get him Dutch Brothers? They make fun of me because I said Dutch Brothers. You know?
Yeah,
I said it's Dutch Bros. I go to Dutch Bros every Friday, dude. I pick up my niece, Malia, every Friday, dude, to take her to Stevens High School. This girl always shakes me down for stuff. She's like, we're going to go get Chick-fil-A. Every Friday, I get Chick-fil-A. And then after that, we go get Dutch Bros. And then I go drop her off at school.
I like some of these comments coming on in, man. But so Mario saying Sam's por vida. Black Bucket coming out and says Sam's equals green bubbles. That is true, man. Sam's sucks
No,
compared
it
to
does
Costco.
not. Sam's is good. I
It
love
is it
Sam's.
is dingy in there.
No, it
It
is
is
not.
dark as
You're
F in that
lying.
place. It's musty in that place.
Lies.
Costco
Lies.
Costco looks like they actually cleaned the damn place.
Bro, I
Sam's
have
looks
Costco.
disgusting.
I have a
At
Costco
the end of the
membership.
day, Sam's is Walmart, dude.
No, I
It's
have both
Walmart.
though. I have a Sam's membership and I have a Costco membership. They give them to us free at work, right? So I have both. Like it don't matter to me. I go to Costco, I like it. I go to Sam's, but I like Sam's better. I like
Sam's
Sam's better.
Sam's just dingy, man. Like
No,
literally
man.
put on like what's the wattage of the light bulbs at Sam's?
I
It's
don't know,
dim
dude.
in there. It's like a
No,
movie
it's
theater in
not.
there. It's gross.
You lie,
You know why
Mike.
it's dark in there? Because it's dirty in there.
No,
That
it's
is why.
not. It's good. They got good deals there.
Spurs 25-26 champs. Love the handle. Says, who's shy? I thought it was pronounced Shay. You pronounced Shay Gills like I
I
said it was
shy.
shy.
Shy. Shay Gilgis. Yeah, I said shy.
Well, to his defense, we're '90s kids as well. There was that band Shy back in the
Yeah.
day, which was spelled Shai. So that's the connection I make, man.
Yeah,
That was a great song.
you know it's funny? Like all my nieces have different places they like to eat. Like one likes to go to Chili's. The other one likes to go to a different place to eat. And then the other nieces that I have like either that BJ's Brew House, they want me to take them to Cheesecake Factory or Red Lobster. Somebody likes freaking what's it called? The Texas Roadhouse or Bill Miller's. And like if I have them all in the car with me, dude, it's an argument every single time. Where are we gonna get something to eat? I'm like, man, just pick a place, you know? And then somebody will say, you know what, McDonald's. I'm like, God, I hate McDonald's, man. I
Okay,
can't
so
stand it.
Mario Cavazos saying Jason's Deli at least $20. Okay, Jason's Deli is delicious.
I like
Sure,
McAllister's.
McAllister's is really good too. But if you go to Jason's Deli, you better go to Carb Load, man. You better go there to like wolf down.
The
Chica and I,
Reuben. The Reuben's my
Reuben's
go-to.
good. That's a good one. The French dip is also really good.
Yeah, I've
Uh,
had that one.
Chica's brother was over here yesterday, and we were talking about some of these restaurants, right? And we were just talking about how there's certain restaurants that were popular back in the day, but post COVID are not. Chica will never go to a buffet. She doesn't care
She's
how clean it is. Doesn't care if it's in Vegas or whatnot. To
no.
her, it is gross to go to a buffet. Do you know what I think is gross, Joe? And it's funny because we grew up with this all the time as well. But this is a post-COVID thing.
What?
Remember before COVID? Like it's my birthday on Friday, by the way, March 13th. You go to a birthday party, right?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you, whatever, and many more. And then you blow out the candles on the cake. That is the grossest thing ever.
Y'all spitting all over the cake.
You're spitting on a cake. And it took COVID for people to realize, you know what that is? That's gross. Especially if it's a kid. If it's a kid slobbering all over a freaking cake, that's disgusting.
It don't matter. You still take a slice of that damn cake. Yeah. You still eat that cake.
That's gross, Joe. I'll never eat a cake ever again that's been blown on by some kid. And the kid's probably had like snot coming out of its nose. Gross. But you know what's not gross, Joe? The desserts over at P.F. Chang's La Cantera. That for sure is good times, man. Let's give some love to P.F. Chang's La Cantera and our good friend Sean Quintero over there.
And when we come back, we're going to go ahead and talk about Wemby being named Western Conference Player of the Week. P.F. Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of P.F. Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. P.F. Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
Very nice. They have those $8.99 craft cocktails going on all day, every day. The Jade Margarita, the Mule, the lychee martini, the lemon drop martini. Chica does like the lemon drop. She was all about the lychee yesterday. She said that's her favorite. But I think her runner up is going to be the lemon drop martini that you see on the top right over there. Fantastic drink collection. Again, P.F. Chang's is on the side of what store is that, Joe, over there? It's not Nordstrom. Is it Nordstrom's side that they're at?
They're right across. They're right across from Haywire, and they're near
Haywire.
Nordstrom's. But Nordstrom's is way on the other side, dude.
Right, but that's the side that you want to go
Yeah,
towards, right?
yeah.
But if you're just taking it to go, they have parking spots at the very front. Go check them out. P.F. Chang's La Cantera, the 899 cocktail collection. Tomorrow is Wednesday Wines Day, just half off bottles of champagne, half off bottles of wine. Go look for Sean Quintero out there. Let him know that the Era 210 brought you over there. Thank you so much for sponsoring our show. Joe, while we're at it, let's give some love to our good friends over at Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio as well. Let's knock that one out and give them some love. We're going to have a draft party there in April for the NFL draft. It's going to be a Thursday night. That's going to be the next get together for us. Here is our ad for Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. They do a fantastic job.
The Hard Rock Cafe, San Antonio, is Riverwalk dining at its best. With great scenic views, along with its amazing collection of rock memorabilia, there is something for everyone. Enjoy happy hour weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with $8 and $10 appetizers, $5 domestic drafts, and $6 craft import drafts at the bar only. Try some of the Hard Rock Cafe's legendary steak burgers, or my personal favorite, such as the grilled salmon or baby back ribs. Make sure to visit the third level and enjoy the DJ as you take in the city skyline. The Hard Rock Cafe is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
Very nice, dude. Fantastic place along the Riverwalk. Go hang out, get a drink, get some lunch. Again, our chat is powered by not only P.F. Chang's La Cantera, but also Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. We thank you again for hosting our event a couple of weeks ago where we celebrated episode number 500. And Joe, we're now at episode, I don't know what number we're at, 535 or something like that.
539. 539.
539, Joe. We are the podcast, the little podcast that could. And it's because of you, Joe. You're the heartbeat of the podcast. You're the soul of the podcast. I'm just the jester, dude. I'm just the clown that comes on. But Joe, I mean, the consistency of this show, we know that the show is going to be on basically Monday to Friday, 10 to 11:30. And there's a desire for people to talk about sports, talk about the NFL, talk about pop culture and just things from the past. And it's a great. We have a great collection of people who follow this podcast. It's been fun, and it's not going to end anytime soon. I enjoy doing this. No different than when we started 2 years ago. I still enjoy it.
Yeah, one of my old buddies is in the chat. What's up, Danny Jarro? He's saying they were asking, does he have any stories about me? And he's saying he's hung out with me, and he says what I can say is Joe is a real down to earth dude, super chill and respectful. And he always was a great time having some cold ones. Yeah, man, we had a lot of fun together.
Yeah,
dude.
and he was also there. Joe was also there, willing to protect Chico when Chico almost got into a fight at that one bar that we were at that one time.
I remember that.
She had no idea what was going on. Some girl wanted to fight her at karaoke night a while back at one of our events.
I had to escort Chica up to go get drinks and like, come on, let's go.
So Wemby won the Player of the Week. Is that what it was?
We're gonna go the Kia Western Conference NBA player of February here was named the Western Conference Player of the Week.
Yeah. I mean,
so here you go.
That's a great honor, man. 26 points, 10.5 rebounds, 5 blocks per game. Joe, his blocks per game is more important to me than those points. I mean, don't be wrong. I need him averaging over 20 points per game, 21, 22. I don't need 35 points per game. I need those 4.8 blocks per game. That's what leads to victories, Joe. Because not only is it 4.8 blocks, how many shots did he alter? How many shots did he prevent from being taken? A lot.
A lot. Yeah.
It's like going up against 6 players defensively. It's amazing.
Yeah. He's done a lot, man. He's looked really good out there as of late. And, he even had that one game where I think he became the darling of the NBA because he was crying after the game and all that after they had that miraculous come from behind victory, being down 25 points to go ahead and best the Los Angeles Clippers. And more importantly, get that win here on your home court against nephew, the number
Right.
2 who shall not be named. You know,
And the Spurs having the player of the month in Wemby, having the defensive player of the month in Wemby, having the coach of the month in Coach Johnson, and having the rookie of the month in Dylan Harper was the first time in NBA history all four had been done. Then again, it's one of those things where the two other times it had been done, the fourth honor had not been available. So it's the
Yeah.
third time it's been done in NBA history, but the first time when you add the defensive player of the month, which is kind of a new thing as well. Mario asking the question, was that the one where the girl's girlfriend got jealous? That's exactly what
Yes.
it was. Chica was being checked out by some girl. That girl's girlfriend got mad and wanted to go beat up Chica
Jeez, man.
and I don't know, man. Chica can hold her own, dude. She
Chica's a lover, not a fighter, Mike. She
Oh
rather
no, no, Joe.
she seems like the type of person that would rather be have fun with you, right? She rather be out there having fun than having to fight with someone.
Joe, she would throw down.
I
She
know
would be
she would, but I'm
she'd
saying
be undefeated in fiesta fights.
she's not looking for fights though.
She's
She
not
ain't
looking
looking
for them. She'll
she
end
ain't
them.
looking for him.
She'll
Yeah,
end
she
them.
ain't looking
She's a
for
former
him.
college athlete. She'll end them.
Oh yeah.
So, Joe, let's talk about the NFL real fast, man, because these free agents are flying off the board right now. And did you see who Tua signed with?
No, didn't
The
see the
Atlanta
news yet.
Falcons. The
Oh
Tua has agreed to the
God.
Atlanta Falcons. So here's the thing. Tua is going to be a June 1 cut. So he's still a member of the Miami Dolphins. But when the new season comes around, he's going to be cut by the Dolphins, and he's already agreed to terms to be the quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons already have, was it Michael Penix over there? But you see all these free agencies, so free agents that are flying off the board. CBS Sports has a list of the 100 best free agents in the NFL and where they've been, where they've gone. The number one free agent this year, according to CBS Sports, was center Tyler Linderbaum, who played for the Baltimore Ravens, signed a 3-year, $81 million deal with the Las Vegas Raiders. The second best free agent, Trey Hendrickson, the edge rusher from the Bengals, still unsigned. Number 3 was George Pickens. Cowboys retained him by franchise tag. Wide receiver Alex Pierce was number 4, signed a 4-year, $160 million deal to stay with the Colts. Jalen Watson, the cornerback for the Kansas City Chiefs, no more, is going to the LA Rams. The sixth best free agent, linebacker Jalen Phillips of the Eagles, has now jumped ship, is now with the Panthers. So you keep going through the list here. Kyler Murray is still available. Right now, it's being debated whether Kyler Murray should go to the Minnesota Vikings, if that's going to be a good fit for him. Breece Hall, the running back, is staying with the Jets. The quarterback, Daniel Jones, staying with the Colts. Kenneth Walker, Joe, running back for the Seattle Seahawks. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't he the Super Bowl MVP?
Yeah.
He left. He's now with Patrick Mahomes.
Yep, exactly. I saw that yesterday. That was being reported by Adam Schefter, actually.
Other players, Tariq Woolen, former of UTSA, cornerback, Seattle Seahawks, got a ring this year. He's one of the best free agents available still at this moment. He's ranked number 22 going into the offseason, but of what's left available, he's in the top 6. We saw Travis Etienne, the running back for the Jaguars, go to the New Orleans Saints. And Travis Kelce signed a 1-year deal to stay with the Kansas City Chiefs. Mario Cavazos, this is to prevent Fernando Mendoza from getting dead. Mendoza number 1 overall in the draft.
Oh my God. And that's going to be interesting to see what happens with this NFL draft coming up. And what are the Cowboys going to do, Mike? Do you think they're going to hold on to their pick, or they're going to go ahead and trade it away for something else?
No, they're going to keep their picks. They have to. The Cowboys are signaling, and you know how Jerry Jones has said this for so many off seasons. We're all in, right? We're all in.
Yeah.
The Cowboys kind of are all in, Joe. If they pick their 2 guys at 12 and 20, the free agents that they're getting, and the things that they got at the end, and what if they keep some of their pickups from the past year or so? The Cowboys defense on paper is going to look a lot better than what it did last year. On paper, last year looked like it was crap.
Vamos para la
But
Super Bowl.
they don't need to be for them to make the playoffs, Joe. Okay, they need to have a great defense to make a Super Bowl, right? But they need to have an average defense to make the playoffs. And that's the next step, right? Is to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because the Eagles are still better than the Cowboys. The Giants are getting better, and the Commanders, when Jay Daniels is upright and healthy, is a better team. Cowboys are looking like they're getting better.
Look at
And
this. What Mario Cavasso says, Mike Miguelito. Look what he put on there for you.
would it be a sad day for all Saints fans if Alvin Kamara wants to be let go? Well, he just restructured his deal, so he's not going anywhere. And Kamara is a very good running back. He's in the Hall of Very Good.
But you know what? If the Cowboys are going to start making moves, you're right. They're making their moves. They're doing things, solidifying their defense. You know what they're going to say next year? It's our year.
How about them Cowboys?
And all the Cowboy haters, including yourself, are just going to be so upset, wishing the downfall of the team. If, in fact, they get off to a hot start, they're looking good. They got a good defense. They got a balance on not only defense, but offense. And they're looking like a well-oiled machine. Everybody's going to be hating on them even
Well,
more.
I'm looking at their depth chart right now, right? The depth chart includes Kenny Clark, who they got in the offseason from Green Bay, part of the trade for Micah Parsons. Quentin Williams, who they got from the Jets. Kenneth Murray, they got from Tennessee. They got Jalen Thompson from Arizona. So these are 4 players, and then they got Jadeveon Clowney, who's a free agent as well. I guess what I'm saying is that the Cowboys have decided that they're not going to do it solely through the draft, and that's been the problem with the Cowboys. Is that they've prided themselves of we can develop our players. We're going to draft them. We're going to be what's it called? What do they say? Not bought. They're going to be raised,
Built, not brought.
build bought, not bought, right? And the Cowboys have shied away from getting certain players. They shied away from getting, Travis Henry, for example, not Travis Henry, Derrick Henry, for example. They shy away from the free agent, and this year, in the last 12 months or so, last 18 months or so, have been bringing in guys that actually are veteran players who you know what you're going to get out of them. And because of that, I'm a little bit more optimistic for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
They go out and get 2 good defensive players in the draft. I mean, it's if Jeremiah Love doesn't fall to them,
Oh, Jeremiah.
Maya Love. Eddie the
Oh,
Great says, "How is Cloudy still in the league? Dude made a career off of one pop in college. That was one of the best plays of all time, man. He was good. I mean, he had a good career. He wasn't number 1 overall pick good.
yeah.
He's a bust because of that. But as far as him being solid for his career, he's been a solid player. He just hasn't been like the guy that lived up to the hype. He's a good player."
I'm looking at the poll right here, right? Should I get an iPhone or my Green Bubbles ghetto? And it's getting interesting, Miguelito. 59 votes, or 39 votes, should I say, in. So it's, we still got a couple minutes to go, but 59% of the people say yes, I should get an iPhone. And 41% now say no. So it's starting to catch up to the no's.
I know, Joe, you're not going to get it. I know you're not. I know you're just playing with us. You are north of you're turning how old this year, Joe?
Jeez, I'm gonna be old. 51.
Okay, so you're 50 right now, right?
50, yeah.
You're north of 50, which means you're set in your ways. That's you're not going to change what you're doing for anybody or any other reason. You're going to stay with the Android, and you're going to die with an Android in your hand. Hopefully 50 years down the road. You're celebrating your birthday this weekend. I'm celebrating my birthday Thursday and Friday. So Thursday I'll do the show on Thursday, but Friday I might need to fill in. I might come in and pop my head in on Friday to say, "Look at me, it's my birthday."
Mira.
Mm-hmm.
If you would have stayed for the whole episode, we could have had super chats coming in your honor for you because you're the birthday boy.
Oh, could I have gotten super chats in my
You could have
honor?
gotten super chats because that's what they did for me last year.
No. Oh my God. Okay, I'll do the show on Friday.
You pop out and you miss out on your money. I'm like, damn, Mike, you could get your freaking bar tab paid for, bro.
That's what we'll do tomorrow. We'll do the birthday drive tomorrow, Joe.
Yeah, I guess we could do that. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday. You're gonna be here
Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Thursday.
I'll be here Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, we're doing
Yeah,
the
we'll do
Bill
it
Burr.
Thursday.
Yeah, Chica and I are checking into a hotel on Thursday. She's taking the day off on Thursday. We're gonna go to this nice hotel on get there right as we can check in. Enjoy the hotel for once. Not just sleep there, but enjoy the hotel for once.
Get a
The
massage.
amenities. I hate massages, Joe.
Oh, Mike, they feel
I,
good though,
I
man. On
like
the
it when
back.
I like it when Chica massages me. That's my woman. She can oil me up all she wants, dude. I'm fine with that. But to go to a spa or a massage envy just grosses me out.
But you're gonna let people touch your feet. Now that's gross.
That's not gross, dude. A pedicure
That's
is amazing.
gross.
Pedicure,
That's gross.
pedicure is amazing. It's out in the open, you know.
No. A massage isn't out in the open. Like you can't go in there with your girl and you both get massages at the same time.
That's gross.
Oh,
We've done it before. We had it done in Jamaica. I just don't like it. I don't want some stranger touching me. It's gross. But
And
a
Eddie,
pedicure is amazing.
look at Eddie the Great. If those girls tell Theo to get an iPhone, he will. No, they all want me to get an iPhone. They keep telling me, you need to get an iPhone. I'm like, why? And these little girls, man, they be killing me, dude. I get out of work or something sometimes and they're like, hey, your little niece is on the phone. She wants to talk to you. I'm like, girl, I just got out of work. I want to eat something. I'm hungry. And these little girls want to talk to me on the phone or whatever. I'm just like, damn, man. Having a whole bunch of nieces, dude, sometimes it's a blessing and a curse in its own right.
Eddie the Great, I don't want to read your comment, man, because I don't know if that's you talking nicely or gross about. He says, "Don't forget to eat that birthday cake."
Oh my God, Mike Miguelito
Chino.
just turned into a Diddy party. And somebody was asking me, they said, did Joe sign the apology form? I think it was Black Bucket.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you're late to the party, bro. Late to the party. Late to the party.
Mario says, we got to give a shout out to your girl Rihanna as they were trying to kill her. She's still safe and sound, crazy lady, but shooting at her with an AR. Yeah, dude, that night, man, Chica had no idea what was going on. Like, isn't that weird, Joe? Sometimes you're in danger and you don't realize it. Because she did nothing. All she did was walk from one end of the bar to the other end of the bar, go to the restroom, and come back out. That's all she did. She wasn't flirting with anybody or smiling or batting her eyes at anybody. But that girl got mad. And then Chica got mad that girl's girlfriend who wanted to fight her came up to me and apologized and was like, oh, man, I'm sorry for acting up, man. Your girl's just looking really good. And I saw my girl checking her out, and I got jealous, man. My bad. Man to man. I'm like,
yeah. That's all dumb, dude. All
well,
dumb.
Joe, let's call it a show. I got to get back to work. Got to start work, actually. We'll be back tomorrow. Spurs tonight, 7 o'clock tip-off against the Boston Celtics on Peacock. If you don't have a subscription, go call at Joe. He'll give it to you. He's a good guy like that. He's a good guy like that. It's a good guy
That's
like that.
for the poors, bro. That's for the poors. You asking for links, bro. You can put in just connect was it over-the-air antenna, an HD antenna?
No one has an over-the-air antenna.
I do. They're cheap,
and no one
man.
knows
Go
where to
get
put
you
it.
one.
If you said, here's an antenna, figure it out, I wouldn't know where to put it, Joe.
No, you would know.
Ears.
You would know. Yes, dude. Y'all can go and buy one, dude. Don't be asking for the links. That's ghetto.
Just
What's
go to
the
a
link?
bar. Just go to a bar.
They can't afford the Peacock. That costs more than the beer tab, bro.
Go to Hard Rock Cafe, San Antonio downtown to watch the game, or go to PF Chang's La Cantera. They have a bar area with TVs there. I'm sure they're showing the game.
This happens every damn game, dude. I go to social media, and the poors are out there again. What channel is the game on? I need a link. It's so expensive. I'm like, bro, come on. Stop it. Stop it.
Very nice, brother. Well, everybody have a fantastic day. Got to go back to work. I'm already getting emails and text messages right now. Have a fantastic day. Give me a call if you have any questions about retirement planning, life insurance, long-term care, disability insurance. My number is 210-508-0369, 210-508-0369. Again, I've been doing finance for 20 years, doing investments. Right now, people are asking questions about what's going on in Iran. How does that affect their accounts? Can they offset losses? Can they do things to prevent losses or maybe amplify a return when the market does bounce back? We can talk about that. 210 508 0369. Everyone have a fantastic day. Hit the like button on the way out. Go Spurs, go. Spurs taking on the Celtics tonight. I'm calling the Spurs winning by 5.
5?
Yeah.
I'd say they win by 3.
Close game. Vegas thinks it's a 3.5-point spread. We'll be back tomorrow night, or tomorrow morning, rather. Everyone have a fantastic day.
Yeah, we'll see you boys. We're out. Peace.